All right, guys, if you can't tell already, this is a Cessna corporate jet right behind me. And today we have an awesome toolbox tool for you.
It's getting lazy, my dear, but that ain't nothing to fear. Thick mist conceals our surroundings, can't quite make out what's around these.
Thank you so much, Spencer. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Meeting up with me. But so you work on these jets all day long. Do you like? Do you enjoy it?
Yes, I enjoy working on it.
That's so cool.
It's a little bit different than cars. A lot cleaner than cars.
Yeah, Spencer just took me inside of like 2 of these jets, and I'm so appreciative of that. But this is your this is a '68 EPIQ, is that right? Man, I love that breed. How long have you had it?
I've had it for about 6 months. I got it for, you'll never believe, there's this little bit of damage right here, and the guy sold it to me for $3,500.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow. I love that colorway too, the black and green.
Yeah. It's honestly not my first choice, but when you get a deal that good, you're like, I'm just gonna roll with it. I'll get a matching card.
Yeah,
and everything.
exactly. That's cool.
Yeah. So, I don't know. This is
Wow.
maybe let's start with this. So we were just opening up the engine cowl, and you guys are all familiar with Apex bits on screwdrivers. They make a wobble bit that's kind of unique that most guys probably don't see, but you get a little 15-degree wobble when you're trying to get in close to a panel or something. Sometimes the screwdriver's hitting the panel, but that gives you enough room to get it in there to do something.
Wow.
It's kind of fun. Snap-on sells those, but you can get them on different websites too, I'm sure. This is in Aviation in the US. It's all SAE standard sizes, a very little metric. This is my only metric supply here, and a couple of metric Allen wrenches, and I really never even use it. But and I really don't care much about brands. I just get what's affordable and that's going to get the job done. Like, I don't know, these are Snap-on, but these are Tekton and I've loved them. These are all Tekton as well. So I've got everything from 2 inches down to the littlest 1/4 inch one that you can imagine.
Oh, wow.
That they sell. And there's shallows, mids, and deeps here, but I just have the shallows and deeps and everything else. I've been happy with these extensions. There's some wobble extensions, some straight ones, some adapters here. And then these are what they call the locking. It's like it's a wobble plus, I think they call it.
Wobble plus, okay, yeah.
All right, so it'll wobble, and then you can push a little further and it locks in straight.
Oh, man.
I've been happy with those. And just your wobble sockets. Everything in aviation, most things in aviation are really small sizes. So it's down a lot of 1/4 inch stuff that we deal with. These are what I call these low profile sockets that are a lot shallower than just the standard sockets. And then this is the Snap-on's pass-through shallow set that's really small 1/4 inch drive stuff.
Yeah.
I haven't yet to use these. They're from Vim Tools, VIM Tools.
Yeah.
I like those guys, and I've been happy with some of their things. These are little torquing adapters that give you just a different angle when you're trying to get a torque on something. Similar to putting a crow's foot on your torque wrench, you can put those on there. Surprisingly, I use these torque wrenches. They're these crow's feet the most. It's just from a 1/4 up to 9/16.
Who makes that set? Oh, sorry.
This is Snap-on set.
Oh, it's Snap-on, okay.
But it's been pretty nice to have that little set.
Yeah, that's sweet.
For aviation, that's what we use the most. But this is a Tekton set that goes up to 2 inches.
Whoa.
And then just a variety of ratchets. I just got the CP, the Tool Addict, recommended this one, Astro Tools. It's a really small 1/4. I actually just got that on the porch yesterday.
Ooh.
So you can see like next to like a Snap-on.
That's a tiny head.
Which this 1/4 inch is nice and it fits in a lot of places, but this is like half the size. I don't know about the long handle, we'll see. I'm excited to try that out and use it. I gotta move some stuff down and make some room for it. Well, as far as ratchets, like this is my favorite ratchet to use. It's got the, you guys have all probably seen this. Most guys don't necessarily, like they think that you need to lock it to get like around the starter or whatever.
Sure, yeah.
But actually it comes in the most handy to kind of do it like a speed wrench to get it in. When you're in a tight hole and that's all the further you can get it,
right.
You get that on the nut and you just do this action and it works really fast. It can go all the way around like this too if you want to go around. That's where it has its most utility for me.
Gotcha.
When you're getting in a tight spot, you can only get a little bit of a swing on it.
So is there a lot of tight spots on like a jet engine?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yep. A lot of times when you're inside the belly of the beaster, we call it the hell hole in the back, or there'll be some tight spots up underneath in the cockpit, up underneath the rudder pedals and stuff like that. You can kind of get one hand in there and do stuff. It's different than automotive, but It's a lot of the same principles, right?
Gotcha,
These
yeah.
tools, you see a lot of these same tools in the same places.
Yeah.
Variety of flashlights. It's kind of fun to have an ultraviolet flashlight because the oil, in aviation, the oil, it luminescent. I don't know if you can see that ultraviolet luminescence
Oh, yeah.
going on. So if it does have an engine oil leak, it's a lot easier to spot. Kind of like your, doesn't your AC systems do that in automotive?
They don't always come with it, but you can put
You
dye
can
in
put dye in
pretty
it,
easy,
so it's like that. So if there's an oil leak, it luminesces with the
That's
ultraviolet.
Huh. Do you have a favorite light that you use all day long?
I mean, nowhere did I put my everyday carry thing, but it's just a little streamline. This is what I wear on my hip every day, and it just has a little screwdriver, Leatherman, and a Leatherman wave. I like it because that's
nice.
a full-size Phillips flathead, and then it's just a Streamlight Stylus Pro.
Nice. Is that the rechargeable?
No, I prefer the Energizer.
Okay.
Rechargeable batteries is what I use on my stuff. But I mean, I do whatever. I've got other lights, but they're just bigger, and so I find that I use the little one the most, just because it's on my hip all the time.
Oh, gotcha.
I do like this light. It is handy, and I use it a lot just to set it up.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem with magnetic stuff is the aircraft are all aluminum, and so it doesn't stick to the aluminum. So
Oh, gotcha.
it doesn't. The magnets don't help us a lot. We still have to find something to prop it up on. So there's like a nice magnet on this snap-on flashlight, and I was really excited for it, but this thing ends up it's kind of loose, and it just kind of gets in the way. So while it does have the same kind of functionality where it's out the front or on the side, it's just it just rolls away when I set it on
Gotcha,
something.
yeah.
It doesn't stay where you need it to. But so I would say that Streamlight's my favorite one. I use it. I like Coast brand. I got a couple of Coast lights, and this Coast headlamp's been good.
Nice.
So I'd recommend those, but everybody's probably got their own. And hearing protection, eye protection, stuff like that.
Is it pretty loud in here, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice quiet day today. There's nothing going on here this evening, but a lot of times there'll be aircraft taxiing up. And you don't have to put hearing protection on as long as the doors are closed. If somebody opens the doors, then you need your hearing protection. Or if we're outside doing an engine run looking for leaks or something, then of course you'd be wearing your hearing protection.
Gotcha.
This is mostly screwdrivers. Got a variety of, snap-on, whatever sets. Some long picks, some short picks. These are good for seals or gaskets or O-rings. We use those to pull them off. Just your little kind of ignition screwdrivers. This is just another variety of small little ignition type screwdrivers and bits. We use the, I call it a speed handle. It allows you to put a lot of pressure on it if you're going to be taking a panel off. You can we go in and loosen up a lot of the screws really fast, because you'll see there's like 50 screws around the panels, and so this allows you to get in there and apply a lot of pressure and a lot of torque, more so than the screwdrivers.
Gotcha.
This is handy sometimes too, because it's the same concept. It allows you to apply a lot of pressure straight down to get it to
Yeah. It
work.
turns into like a pistol grip.
Yeah, I mean, it's very similar to the traditional ratcheting screwdriver that Snap-on has. Only it's got the interchangeable shanks or shafts, so you could run it like a nut driver, put a socket on there and use it like a nut driver, or like a screwdriver. It's got different lengths you can adjust on there. So ratcheting screwdrivers, there's a lot of panels, a lot of screws on panels that we take off, so ratcheting screwdrivers are used probably the most often. There's some long, I think they call them cabinet screwdrivers, just really thin, long. Number 2 in Phillips for getting down deep inside stuff. Matco set, I do like it and use it, it doesn't clean up as nice, so like the grease sticks on those really bad, I don't know why. Just some different Torx bits and things. This is Vim Tools, I really like this. It's got a nice, really nice, I call it a dog bone, but whatever, it's a 1/4 inch on one side and 5/16 on the other side, so some of these bits are larger and they can go on the 5/16 side. If you had them on the 1/4 inch side, they might, I guess, break. So but the cool thing about this set is they're really stubby. So they're like, they're half the size of a normal Apex bit. And so when you're trying to get in behind something, you lock it in there, and it's got really good clearance.
Nice.
They're really short, so you can get in tight spots.
That's cool.
That's from Vim Tools as well. I'd recommend that one. Your normal Allen head wrenches. Got the ball sockets on some, and then these are when it starts to get walled out or worn out, these kind of grab the inside of them from Husky. I've been happy with those.
Huh, I've never seen that before.
So it's kind of the opposite of a ball. So they're straight, straight on, or this ball drive, or that kind of grabs, almost like an easy out. When this starts to slip, I'm like, oh no, I should have used this end. And then if that starts to slip, I can grab this set, and it usually grabs it. And then we go way tiny, like this little Weehaw set goes down to, I don't know, it says 0.028 is the smallest one on there, but some of the instruments that we use in the cockpit have little set screws on knobs and stuff like that, little bezels on them. So a little tiny set with that. Then I go into some pry bars and some picks, a lot of plastic pry bars and prying tools for, you know, interior panels, similar to automotive, but we use them on stuff all over the place, obviously.
Yeah.
But that's actually an aviation pry bar that I've seen a lot of guys have in their automotive toolbox too, but that's called a panel spoon for breaking the sealant. It's really surprisingly strong for how thin it is. It gets really thin and it's really hard to bend it. I've never bent it.
Wow.
Just some different, more of the same. Hose picks, or we use these a lot to pull out cotter pins on things. This is just a cheap set of some more hex bits, just all the way up to 3/4. I don't know, just an Amazon special. I don't use it very often. I think they call them jeweler screwdrivers, whatever. They're really tiny.
Oh, those are tiny.
Phillips and flathead screwdrivers. Again, just mostly for little instruments and stuff, but very small sizes from Snap-on. This is a dental pick set. I was pretty happy with that. Just, they're strong and they've got all sorts of different angles to get in and get stuff off. So it's got a bunch of different little tools on there just off the internet, but it's a little dental pick set.
Nice.
Metric, Allen stuff, rarely use that. That's pretty much it. Some mechanical fingers and magnets back there.
Nice. So with you having like several different sets of screwdrivers, do you like Snap-on the best?
I don't know. I do like, for me, it's about the customer service. I've got a really great dealer. He takes care of us and he's here every single week.
Oh, okay.
So that's usually why, for me, it's more about the dealer. And I am really happy. Of course, Snap-on's very good service, very good tools. And for me, it's more about the service. I got this set used from somebody.
Gotcha.
And I do like it. I like the feel and I like the little, I don't know, fuzzy grip tape that's on it. But I don't like how you can't get the grease off.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, my tools are pretty clean, and in aviation in general, you can keep your tools clean. It's cleaner than automotive. If I had to choose, I would buy the Snap-on set, mostly because you can't clean enough.
Gotcha. Nice.
So this is wrenches, just, you know, normal wrench sizes. This is up to 1 5/16 down to 1/4. And then these are 4-way angle wrenches. These are really handy for when you're in a tight spot. This is a 15-degree angle on the standard wrench, and then this is I think it's like a 30 and I don't know. I guess I shouldn't speak because I don't know. It's 2 different angles.
Gotcha.
And so with this, you get 4 different angles that you can get to the fastener. And then with this, you actually have 5, 6 angles. So with these 2, you can get 6 different angles on a line or something like that. These are just stubby ratcheting Snap-on wrenches. These are Capri thin wrenches.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about those.
Yeah, it's not, I don't have all the sizes, it's just 4 pieces, but they're really thin, so sometimes I use them mostly for like, it's like a backup nut, jam nut on the back more, and it's real thin, so it's harder to get a full-size wrench, just won't. I mean, you can see it's less than half the width of a normal wrench.
Okay.
These are double box end, long reach, from Snap-on, and some of these gooseneck ones. Some ratcheting long ones. Normal gear wrench set up to 1 inch. These are flare nut wrenches that have a flex to them. So if you can get it over the tube and get it onto the nut, and then a lot of times it's at the wrong angle, so you can buy like a 15-degree offset wrench, but of course these give you all those different angles. So that's nice. And then just another set of standard wrenches because sometimes you need, 2 to get the job done.
Sure.
And that's pretty much it for wrenches. And then these are just your snap ring plier tools, just cheap ones. These are gear wrench, extended reach ones for getting in deep places with interchangeable bits.
I've never seen like the extended.
Oh, that double jointed thing, yeah.
I've seen it where it's just pliers, but not with snap
yeah. So usually it's like the long reach needle nose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So these are the same thing for, that's the, what would you call it, the outside one, and that's the inside one. So same concept. And then these are Nipex, what do you call them, pliers wrenches for the smooth jaws, or the Cobras for the beefy jaws. These are way too big. I accidentally ordered them. They're like 16 inches. For what we do, this is plenty. This is like the normal, I don't know, maybe 12-inch size. That's a lot more usable for what we do. These are soft jawed. We use them for electrical connectors or electrical Allen plugs so they don't mar the surface up.
Oh yeah.
Some guys use them for plumbing on like chrome finishes and stuff like that. But it gives you a good grip and you can really grip on it and tighten stuff. So those are a must-have in aviation, and Kinepex is a great brand.
Yeah.
Some whatever needle nose. These are some kind of mid-range, like 9-inch needle nose versus like the 12-inch. These are the Talon grip new snap-on ones that are nice. I don't know. I haven't been. Maybe I just don't know how to use these, but
Oh, those look
they call
different.
Them. They call them like Raptors. They're Kinepex and they're nice.
Huh.
They're called the Raptor, and they're good. But I tried to use it like on an aluminum B-nut aluminum fitting, and it like crushed it.
Oh.
So it might just be me. I don't know how to use it yet.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot, I just damaged it. So you got to be careful. You can put. It's different than a normal pair of what do you call them? Pliers wrenches.
Huh.
So like, I mean, these Kinepex pliers wrenches, I got them in a bunch of different sizes, but you can also flatten, if you're doing brass or aluminum type fittings, you can put enough pressure on them that you actually flatten them out and get them out of shape. So you gotta be careful with those Kinepex, even though they're real nice. These are probably unique just to aviation. They're called safety wire pliers. And I can kind of show you where they go. There's some stuff on the aircraft, but in automotive, if you don't want a nut to back off, you might put a cotter key or cotter pin through it. But a lot of places we have safety wire holding the stuff together. And so the wire just comes in different sizes, and you just cut off as much as you need, and you thread this through the whole. I should probably just show you on the aircraft. But as you're pulling here, it's twisting the wire.
Oh yeah.
And then you lock two wires together, or two nuts together, or you go from one nut to a solid piece that won't move. They use it a lot in racing and on jet engines. And it's just a safety device, like a lock washer or like a cotter pin or something. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Most guys don't know, haven't seen those. Different. We use a lot of whatever diagonal cutters. These are my favorite diagonal cutters from Snap-on. They got a lot of use on those.
Nice. Like a little head.
Yeah. I think they call them storks because they got like a long neck to them or a long reach to them. These are kind of fun little angled ones from. This brand is owned by Kinepex. It's out of Germany. It's called Orbis. But it's kind of fun how they give it just a different angle on the reach. It was a set that came with this.
Oh, that's cool too.
So you get a different angle on the needle nose or on the pegs. It's kind of fun. Some long reach diagonal cutters, probably 12 inches. Then your normal stuff. This is specialty type pliers for cam locks and for, anyway, just specialty fasteners for aviation stuff.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like that.
Yeah. Some channel locks, and these are the smallest little Kinepex ones. They're really pretty thin.
Exciting.
Maybe, I don't know, it's less than a 1/4 inch there. Closer to an 1/8 inch, but they're good to get into a tight spot.
You just throw those in your pocket.
Yeah, you could. A lot of guys keep them on there instead of a Leatherman or whatever. I think it would be great if Kinepex came up with a Leatherman that had this type of plier on it. I should patent that idea before I tell you. All the guys that do too. That'd be great. Anyway, Blue Point. I'm not happy with that set, but it is what it is. Some different hemostats and things. This little tight reach tool is for holding the nut that you can't get back there to put the nut on, but you can lock it in this tight reach tool, and then get back in there and get it to where it needs to be, and then start your screw. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So that bolt wouldn't, or that nut wouldn't normally be there.
Yeah.
You just put
I just put a nut in there to show you.
Oh, gotcha. Wow.
And so
That's cool.
you can put. I mean, it goes pretty big. It probably goes to, I don't know, maybe that's 3/4 of an inch.
Nice.
That allows you to hold on to different things. But
Is that something you
could
can
be
just buy
anything.
on Amazon? Or
Yeah, that's off Amazon.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you could get other places. That's where I got it.
Gotcha.
Just a junk drawer. What do they? I don't know, I forget what Snap-on calls this. The speed drawer or something like that. It's got these green dividers.
Oh, right, yeah.
For just free stock on hardware and stuff like that. These are called magnetic fingers. So it's got a magnet where that little target's at, and you can put this on, and it'll hold your nuts. So you're trying to get background there behind something.
Oh, that's cool.
So same kind of idea. We have a lot of tight spaces you got to get into.
Yeah.
So that's kind of fun.
Magnetic finger.
Yeah. Some files, different sizes, kind of. Those are full size, medium size. What do they call these needle files, or I think they're called. Of course, some more safety glasses and saw blades, different punches, some brass punches when you don't want to have something in there. Steel punches. These are kind of nylon punches when you don't want to damage the thing you're hammering on. Phenolic scrapers and pry bars and things for getting in behind things, and phenolic's really strong, so you can sharpen it up and put a lot of abuse on it, and it won't hurt the aluminum is the key. So I can't use like normal metal chisels; it'll tear up the aluminum way too easily, and so you have to use plastic and phenolic and stuff like that to remove sealant. It's easy out set. They're just straight. It's not fluted or spiraled like a normal easy out. It's a straight easy out set. In fact, I should probably put this down here. That's my other easy out set. Brushes, just junk. I don't know, a drill, air drill from Snap-on. These are electrical flush cuts that we use on like zip ties. A lot of times the zip ties will leave a sharp edge, and then the next guy who's reaching in there gets scraped by the zip tie.
Geez, yeah.
So we use flush cuts on. There's some Knipex flush cuts and some Snap-on flush cuts. The Knipex were cheaper and cut better than these Snap-on ones, so I've been really happy with Knipex tools.
Wait, so what's the difference between, say, like if you're using just like regular cutters versus that?
Well,
like
you can't use these flush cuts they're not like a diagonal cutter. That's at a I want to say like a 45, but maybe it's like 90 degree. This big pair you can see, I'm sure, but it's not flush. It's at a different angle right there. Now if you hold these are ground totally flush on that side. I don't know if you can even see it. I'm not sure what your camera's picking up, but like these are so sharp you can use them to cut your fingernails. Like they're just really good. But if you tried that with these, like it doesn't work. It like just mashes your fingernail. It doesn't cut it. So it's called a flush cut. We use it mostly on zip ties and plastic and copper and stuff like that. But you don't use it on. The reason they're in a separate drawer is so that somebody doesn't come to borrow something and use it on a steel cotter pin, and they'll destroy them. These are just like wire strippers and stuff like that. Just different size of wire strippers and crimpers and things. I don't know if you guys have seen these before. They're wire strippers, but it's a one-handed pair of wire strippers. If you get it insulated in through here, it'll cut through the insulation, and then this will pinch onto the back of the wire and pull the wire apart. So one-handed wire strippers. I just got this. I haven't tried it very much, but it says OSHA compliant, and I had never seen what OSHA compliant was before. So I was playing with it. It's not like normally you'll have these rubber tips that you could, you put the air pressure straight from the gun into something else, but this shoots the air around the cone. So you can't put it, like I could put this directly on your skin and it can cause like an air bubble to get into your skin. It's dangerous. Do you remember like your junior high shop teacher telling you that?
Sure, yeah.
And so these are not OSHA compliant, but this tip is because it won't make a seal around it. And it's like a high flow gun. It's like really, I don't know, the viewers won't be able to tell this or whatever, but this is brand new, but I'm excited. Right, but so feel it, like there's no pressure. It's just coming around it, which keeps the air attached to that cone. Nice. So keeps it straight there. And then this is like this tool blows all three at the same time, and you're supposed to put this shield around it, from what I gather, and that protects you from any debris flying up and hitting in the face. Okay. And then it doesn't direct like high pressure air in one spot, it kind of fans it out more.
Okay.
Anyway,
interesting.
Kind of cool tool.
Why would they do three?
I don't know. It's some OSHA thing. All these three things are OSHA compliant. I haven't read the rules, so I can't tell you why, but there's different tapes and clamps and caulking guns and stuff. This is so there's a difference between, a lot of guys know like taps and die sets are different than, this is a thread brush kit or a thread repair kit, so it's less aggressive on the threads. It's not made to cut threads into bare metal. Like a normal tap and die is much more aggressive, and it's made to cut from nothing all the way into the normal threads that it's designed to have. This is less aggressive, so if you just have a hole and you want to clean up the threads, this is the set you should use. If you have a blank piece of metal and you want to create threads, this is the tool you should use. So there's the Snap-on tap and die set.
That's a big set.
Yeah, it's got metric and standard all the way up. This is made, these three cases are all made by Irwin. But Irwin makes them for Snap-on, or they did. Irwin got bought out by whoever owns Mac Tools. I forget the name of the company. That's
Stanley?
So whoever owns Mac Tools bought up Irwin, so they quit making the snap-on set now.
Oh, okay.
So you'll notice that this kit is the exact same. One's blue and one's red, right? It's because that snap-on, this one's Irwin, but this is a different set, but it's the same kit. This is who made it. Anyway, this is easy outs. So they're left-handed drill bits. These easy outs just chuck right into your sockets. Little tiny guys I've added. These are smaller than, these didn't come in the set, so they're just smaller ones for like little screws that we do.
I've never seen a set so complete with drill bits and everything.
Yeah. This is the power drawer. My advice to guys getting started out is just pick a brand and stick with it. Like I started with the Walt, and then they don't make very much stuff, so I bought a bunch of the Milwaukee stuff. And then eventually I was like, man, I really want the snap-on stuff, which I don't know, you don't really need it. This is my, the Milwaukee stuff's good enough, it's good stuff, but I like this long reach, 1/4 inch. Most everything we do is 1/4 inch. That deep reach gets in there, and then 3/8. But the reason I would say just pick a brand and stick with it is because the batteries. Like that's most of the money's in the batteries. They're like $100 a piece, and these batteries won't work on anything else, right? So if you pick a brand, and Milwaukee's good because it has has such a good variety. DeWalt doesn't make nearly as many tools as Milwaukee does, or even Snap-on. But anyway, hammers. And then this is a nice Snap-on auto-ranging multimeter. This set has got a bunch of different, tips that for all sorts of different pins on connectors. It's got, of course, the little test light. It's got a digital readout on it.
Oh wow!
It tells you what's going on. Different alligator clips and stuff. So it's got a bunch of different attachments. And then the cool thing is these are, I think they call them Y connectors. So if you take off a connector, but you still want to run electricity out to the unit, you can't because you just disconnected it. So this allows you to pin it back in the socket in the pin side, and then you can put your multimeter in here.
Oh wow, that's cool.
And so let's say it was just 2 wires, you could just grab these 2 and pin up the positive in the ground, or that would go into the female side, and this would go into the male side, and then you could put your meter in there and be like, yep, we're getting good voltage through there. Nice. And they call those I think they're Y connectors. Is what they're called. I don't know. They don't make this set anymore, I don't think. It's handy to have. It has a whole bunch of attachments that I've never used. It's pretty much the box. This is a future expansion project I saw. It was a good price. I got it. I talked the guy down, so I got this. It just has a bunch of junk in it that was going to overflow. The tools that I don't like, that I don't really use. So I haven't even put drawer liners in it yet, but eventually I'll kind of expand it. I imagine I'll put my everyday, most common tools in here, and have this be for the overflow.
Oh, sure.
So this will kind of stay put on the back wall, and that'll be...
Yeah, it'd be a lot easier to roll that around.
Yeah, it seems like that's what most guys do. That's actually how I found your channel. I was looking for how do guys set up their tools, and I was looking after I bought that. But this is when the boss calls and says, "Hey, we have a broke airplane in." Like a week ago, I was in New Mexico fixing the airplane. I keep a to-go bag, so it's got toiletries and clothes in there. It's ready to go. A lot of times they'll send a rescue flight on a different jet to go pick up the passengers. And if the mechanic's ready to go, then we get to fly in the corporate jet down to where the broken aircraft is and fix it. Oh, wow. If not, we have to take our van or take a rental car or airline down to that city. Huh. A lot of times corporate jets fly to cities that don't have airline traffic. So this is my mobile toolbox. I keep ready to go. And I just try to keep a variety of everything. I don't know, razor blades and mirrors, just all sorts of stuff. There's even some sandpaper in there and stuff, different air fittings and stuff for things. And then this is some of the older tools that I don't really use anymore, like a Milwaukee ratchet, Milwaukee drill, stuff like that. Just a set of 3/8 ratchets and sockets and a 1/4 inch ratchet and socket. Tecton brand. I've really been pretty happy with the Tecton brand. It's Taiwan stuff, but it's really pretty good quality. And then this is just a bunch of wrenches and screwdrivers and things. They're a nice roll. I'm sure you guys have seen this. It's just off of Amazon, but I got,
oh wow, yeah.
Whatever. Got another set of tools in here for the on-the-go. This is a set of like stubby wrenches, or this is some nice little pliers. So those are more like full-size pliers, and then these are like little tiny plier set. Oh yeah. Tecton makes a nice little roll-up bag for all this stuff. Makes it real handy for a travel set. It's kind of in the way if you have a toolbox. This is kind of dumb, but for a travel set, it's really nice. This is a pass-through, or just a This is cheap, like, I don't know. Oh, these are ratcheting wrenches, real cheap ratcheting wrenches, and then like these little, I don't know what you call them. They're just really thin reach. Shallow, really shallow sockets.
I guess it'd be kind of tough to know exactly what you're going to need when you get there.
Yeah.
So you kind of bring everything.
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything in here. And then hopefully you got it. Some easy out stuff if you need it, some drill bits if you need it, some hammers, and then some full-size wrenches. So just a little bit of everything.
So how often would you say you have to go out for like a service call?
It depends on the company. So,
Okay.
but at this company, it's maybe, I don't know, not even once a month.
Gotcha.
You just want to be ready. I mean, it's just another level of service that I try to be ready to go.
Sure.
The boss really likes it when you can fix the airplane. The boss really likes it. When you're ready to go and fix the airplane. The boss really likes it, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. I will say, like creepers, or like we don't need to creep underneath the underneath the car. We need to creep under the wing. And so this is a really cool aero creeper that allows you to set like a full-size seat and work on something, or you can put it down really low to get underneath the gear on something.
Oh,
Like,
wow. That's cool.
That's actually a buddy's. I'd really recommend it. It's a really cool creeper.
That's
like
awesome.
$600.
600.
Having said that, I think it's worth it.
Like I'll just use yours for a while.
Yeah, right.
Man,
That's pretty much
awesome.
everything though.
That's cool.
That I can think of.
What are those? Are those just like jacks?
Yeah, they're jacks. They're jack. They're called tripod jacks.
I've never seen those before. That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, this is just an axle jack that I'm used to seeing something similar to that, but that'll get down underneath the axle on the airplane. And then this is I guess they call these wing jacks. These tripod jacks get under the wing.
Oh, okay.
And different attachments to hook onto different wings.
That's like the one machine I'm familiar with.
Yeah, AC machine. This jet that has the exact same as a car system.
Wow.
Vapor cycle machine.
Man. Well, that's awesome. That's really cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. This has been a treat for me. I've never even been in a private jet before, so yeah. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. But hope you guys enjoyed it. Till the next one, we'll see you.